there on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I'm going to start off with this story. Saying, man, back, I think it was July, we ran a story on Young Dro. And at that time, him and his girlfriend got took a little domestic. His girlfriend pretty much claimed that he punched her and threw some bread pudding at her, being Young Dro. Now, when the police arrived on the scene, she pretty much, didn't cooperate, but the police he had a warrant, so the police still took him in. Well, we found out today that Young Dro was sentenced to 12 months for allegedly, again, punching his girlfriend and smashing a plate of banana pudding on her face today. He pled guilty to 1 count of battery and family violence today, Sam, man. This ruling came down. When you think about Young Dro, man, you see his picture there. Looks very different than when we seen him back in the day. Look like it's a little bit of struggling going on with him. What's your thoughts on him being sentenced now for this domestic violence?
I was a fan of Young Dro. I'm still a fan of Young Dro, even though he's made a mistake. And now he's looking like he's paying for that mistake. Now, when I first read the story that he's going to jail for smacking his girl with bread pudding, I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Was it hot? Like, why is he going to jail for that? But all right, no, he punched his girl and then furthered that with more disrespect from what it looks like. That wasn't a playful situation. That wasn't a joking situation. That was meant and set out to be disrespectful. And we don't really like to get into domestic disputes here on the podcast. It's not something that we customarily do because your business is your fucking business. But we're in a situation where you've seen, especially in 2019, so many different accounts and accusations come out where we've defended the man because we felt justly that they were being falsely accused, that we just got to do the right thing sometimes and go, all right, maybe we won't shit on the individuals, but we got to point fault when fault's due and kind of learn from it, which we're going to do a lot on this podcast. It seems like today. Yeah. I don't condone or I don't vouch for any man going to jail. If he's going to learn from it, and he's only going to do 70 days out of the time he has to do, a couple months, if he can learn from it and get himself together, because like you said, he's not looking like Young Dro used to look, and it's good for him. Right. Hopefully it's good for him.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, people, immediately go to, oh, he fell off, and, how come you don't hear music from him no more? And I already people in the first video that I did, T.I. should be there, T.I. should come bail him out, and this, that. And I'm like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't think T.I. has anything to do with this. They had a relationship, probably still do. He put him on into the music game. At some point, you got to do your own thing and make your own way. You know what I mean? So maybe he lost the ambition to really break onto the scene like that. It's not an easy thing to do. So T.I. has nothing to do with this. What's the best, for Young Dro? He was also, ordered to attend domestic violence counseling and forfeit all his weapons and refrain from drinking as a part of the sentence there. So hopefully this could be a situation where he could get his life back on track if it indeed was off track. Obviously, like you said, we don't like to do these domestic situations because stuff happens. His girl didn't even want to press charges on him because shit happens. But, what's the best for this young man, man? Again, growing up on watching, listening to him. And, it just seems like more and more of the people that we grew up watching is getting caught up in situations. But it's human. He's human. We're human. Things happen.
The music business is tough, man. And it is very tough to break into. It's very tough to understand the ins and outs of the business. We were listening off air about certain people and individuals behind the scenes that are making far more money than the people out front doing the acts themselves. And once you get into the music game, you start understanding and breaking down these contracts and realizing how terribly affected you are and how much money they're taking away from you. You get kind of depressed. Right. On top of the fact that the pressure of staying relevant is so high. And you can have one hit and have a great hit, but the pressure of doing that again and again and again, and the second you don't for a month, you fall off. That could put a person who's looking for that kind of love, who needed that love, in a real, real bad state. And then they go and dip into the alcohol or whatever else they want to dip into. And then that fall off is even harder than somebody that's never even got there. So it's a lot that goes into this shit that people don't see and don't understand. And the people that never really got into it are so easily there to criticize. And if you pay attention to that shit, that affects you even more. Like you said, hopefully this brother can find some peace and find some redemption. Love listening to him back in the day. It's not over. He's a young man.
You rock with him like that, really? Or you just kind of just heard him with T.I. for the most part? I kind of never really listened to him individually, to be honest. I thought he had a bright future, though. But I only listened to him like when he had a verse, like a feature with T.I., me personally.
A body of work? No, I listened to a lot of his freestyles.
Okay.
And appreciated him lyrically and knew he could rap. And when I can, you know what I mean? If somebody takes their craft seriously enough to have swag, be able to rap, be able to be successful from it, I want to see you win. Period. I don't give a fuck if I listen to all your albums, if I listen to a song or a feature. I want to see you win. So I want to see Young Dro win and get out of this.
Yeah, man. Don't condone, fellas out there, you got a girlfriend, just walk away.
Facts.
Don't get caught up, because again, one thing that a lot of us get caught up in is once you get that first, felony, and that would count as a felony. If you were to strike your girlfriend or strike somebody else, that will be assault unless they downgraded it. And then it's going to make your life tough from here on out, whether to get employment, housing, different things you want to do. So let this be a lesson to people listening out there, the young cats. I know we got, a younger demographic that listens as well. Just walk away from these chicks, man, because they will provoke you and you'll end up regretting it.
You got to walk away. Mm-hmm. There is no winning situation from that. The second they could pull out a phone and put your name to a situation with proof right out here, you're done.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Now, maybe DJ Drama should have took this advice. Allegedly. Well, his girlfriend put this video up, saying, man, on Instagram. I'm going to play this for the people that's watching here on YouTube. And then we're going to talk about what she's accusing DJ Drama of. Here we go.
Not the first time.
So that was DJ Drama's girlfriend. She pretty much, showed a video of him, her, a mark on her hand. And she's pretty much alleging that he bit her while they were on vacation, I think in Turks and Caicos. And she said it's not the first time. She pretty much alleging that he has a history of domestic violence and putting his hands on her. Now, DJ Drama, has not responded to the allegations, saying, man, what do you take of this video coming out? DJ Drama, man, from Philly and all that. What's your thoughts on this when you first seen this video?
Another one. Here we go. So yesterday we saw this video while we were doing the pre-production meet. And yesterday we said, man, we ain't touching this shit. This is messy. we ain't messing with this. We're going to give our boy Drama from Philly, somebody that we respect. We're going to give him a little bit of a pass because this is something that we don't typically do. But again, like we just said in the last segment, we've seen this be a topic of conversation a lot, particularly in 2019. We've seen instances where we felt as though the man was wrongfully accused. We talked on it, so we got to go ahead and talk about the other perspective too. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, of course, because we don't know, we weren't there.
True.
But it is visual evidence. I don't know why the fuck you would blame anybody else for biting her, and she obviously got bit. Now, unless she did that herself to look for attention, which I don't know, it looks like he's in a situation where he's done some wrong. And if in fact that is true, or if in fact you are out here beating on your girl, beating on your woman, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. One thing that a real man could never respect. Now, we know that women are crazy. We know that women can push you to limits better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that is that your power and your strength supersedes hers 10 times. Mm-hmm. And if you put your hands on her, one, you could hurt her, you could kill her, and you don't know the mental damage that's going behind that. And we really got to protect our women. We got to stop playing, because this is how all the bullshit goes about. And this is how daughters turn into the things that you hate so much that we go on these podcasts. And I want to put this on YouTube, so I'm not going to go all the way there. Mm-hmm. But we all know what I'm talking about. We got to protect our women better. So if you need help, if people need help out here that's finding themselves in situations where they can't keep their hands off their woman, go get it, because we got to set a better example as men.
I want to play another clip. This has been an update to the story of, her explaining something here. So let me play this for the fam again.
I'm at the clinic right now. I'm about to get a shot. They wrapped my arm already, and they're going to give me some antibiotics for the bite marks because they were pretty deep, so I don't get an infection.
So that was, that young lady, updating the people, pretty much saying she had to get medical attention now for those bite marks that DJ Drama allegedly inflicted on her. And my thing is, it's a cry for help. Obviously, just to be fair, we haven't heard DJ's Drama side of the story. He may come and say, oh, she was trying to stab me, I had to defend. Who knows? I'm not trying to, defend him, but all I'm saying is that for her to put the video out, we have to be sensitive to the victims here and victims of domestic violence. That's one thing we're going to do. And if indeed that is the case, she needs to get help. And if he did it, he needs to try to get some help. Because a lot of times they say, if you do it once, you'll probably do it again if you don't get that problem, addressed. So, not to be like we're anybody's authority on anything. We trying to tell people what to do, but there's victims out there and they cry out for help. And that's what the reason why she put it out. I think, the video out, because she legitimately wants help, and she may feel like this dude is just going too far where it could escalate to something else. Let me do this. Obviously, I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything about anything criminal coming down, but now it's out there now, for everybody, including police officers, to see and try to pursue this thing and whatnot. And hopefully DJ Drama and her just go their separate ways and let the bygones be bygones, man, and move on. Because if it gets to the point where you got to do that, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And I've seen, and I look at that and I go, damn, she put it on camera. But then I gotta personalize it, because I don't know if you remember, my cousin, she was involved in a situation with a dude and he was beating on her. And I was probably like 2012, 2013. For the people who know me, I was probably about 240 at the time. I wasn't right in my mind, but I was trying to get my shit together. So when I heard that, obviously I was ready to work. I didn't like that. And numerous times she would be with it, like she wanted me to do something, but then she wanted, nah. So it'd be almost there. He's following me here. All right, I'm right behind you. I got you. No, we somewhere else. All right. Or it'll be, no, and I need to, and then something else. So a lot of these women, man, when they get involved in a situation, it's so they're blinded by love or they're blinded by the security. My cousin also didn't have a real solid father or male figure in her life. Mother wasn't around, so that man comes in and he's solid, he's stable, he has a home, he has a good credit, he has this, she feels secure, she feels safe. So she feels that it's justified in him maybe dropping a elbow on her ass a couple of times. Nah, it's not. So like you said, it's a cry for help.
Yeah.
And we could sit back and demonize the person that put the camera out there. We could demonize the person who did it, because we say alleged now, but rest assured they got DNA. If it went that goddamn deep, they'll know who did that real soon.